Hello, we are doing our predictions again for the NA qualifier, the last qualifier. So this will decide who makes the majors, sorry, and who doesn't. So we can get this underway. G2, they won the last regional, so I'm expecting them, to still be pretty good. Incorrect. I know they have Toasty, but I don't think they'll be quite good enough. Let's Toasty expert. Decent roster there. G Buffo. I always forget who's on that roster. Hey, G-Man, Hazo, Buffy. Okay, that's not really names that I recognize too much, so I'm just gonna go 3-0 there again. OG021. I don't think 021 have made a regional yet this season. Tool, Angel, and S5 Cosmic, the 1v1 player that we all recognize. So I'm just gonna go with a 3-0 sweep there as well. Space Station Spate. Spate. I think they struggled, didn't they? So, why not? 3-0 again. We're going for a bunch of sweeps today. Lumi versus NRG. I think this should be an interesting matchup, but I think Lumi would be determined to have at least a decent performance here. NRG, I'm sure they're gonna be okay, but I don't think they'll be quite as good as Lumi this event. So I'm gonna give it to Luminosity in game 5, let's say. MAT Moist, MAT again. I mean, they've been losing a lot of quarterfinals, but the last one was definitely the worst of all of them. I would say, in my opinion, losing to Cloud9 there. Not get me wrong, Cloud9 have definitely played a little bit above expectations, I think, but that was a bad series from both teams in that series. In particular, and M80 should not be losing that. And I hope that they can respond. That it might be like the end. That loss might have been so bad that they crumble now. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. They don't really have much to lose. And M80, to be fair, I mean, if they did well in that second event, they still could have made the major and then gone to Worlds. I don't know, but they definitely could lose this round 1 matchup is what I'm trying to say, because they haven't had the best time as of yet. But alas, Cloud9 Dignitas. That should be a fun one again. Cloud9 getting that top 4 obviously, but Dignitas on paper I think has to be said should be the better team. So I am going to give it to them, and I will say 3-1. Rebellion, Snowmen, great team, obviously. Like I predicted, wouldn't do that well in the last event, but I expect them to kind of bounce back in this one. Against Shopify, though, that will be difficult. I do think Shopify is that tad bit too good for them, so I'll give Shopify a Game 5 victory. In round 2, G2 Rebellion. I'm going to give it to G2, but I think Rebellion will give them a good match. Genji, not Rebellion, sorry, Luminosity. I expect Genji to bounce back from the last regional performance. Let's say 3-1 for Genji. OG Dignitas. This is a tough one. I think OG they've played actually really well recently. Dignitas, they've been up and down. I'm gonna give this one to OG, but I think that one could go either way. Space Station MAT. I'm gonna give this one to Space Station. I'll give it 3-1 actually. Snowman incorrect. I'll say that's a 3-1 for Snowman. I think Snowman should definitely beat them, but definitely not an easy series by any means. NRG G Buffo. I'll give NRG a game 5 victory here. Cloud9 0-2-1. 3-1 victory for Cloud9. Moist Spate. I'll give Moist a 3-1 victory as well. Alright, round 3. G2 versus OG. 3-1 for G2. I'm gonna say Genji Space Station. I'm gonna say Genji lose this one in game 5 because I think Space Station have looked very well. So I've just been impressed by SSG in both of their events, and I think they're bound to win against Genji or a G2 at some point. So I'm gonna say it's there. Dignitas, NRG. I'm gonna give this one to Dignitas, and this time around I'll say 3-1. M80 Cloud9, the rematch. I'm gonna say 3-0 M80, but again, M80, I don't really know what to expect from them this event, so that's really the toughest team to predict in this event for me. Lumi Snowman. I think this might be like a bit of a switching of the guard. Maybe not, maybe, I'm not sure that's actually a sentence or not, but you get what I'm trying to say. But I think Snowman will take that one in game 5. Rebellion Moist, again, should be a close one. Get this one to Rebellion 3-1. G Buffo incorrect. I am gonna have to give this one to incorrect. We'll say 3-1. Spates 0-1. That's a tough one actually. I'm gonna say Spate in a 3-0 affair. Because why not? Genji Rebellion. Genji bounce back. They win in game 5. OG Snowman. I think OG win that one, but it's gonna be close, so I'll say 3-2. M80 Dignitas. Tough. I am going to say M80 win this one in game 5. Luminosity incorrect. Gonna go Lumi there again, 3-1. NRG Spades. Gonna go for NRG in game 5. Moist Cloud9. I'll go for Cloud9. I have to give it to them. They have been just better than Moist recently. I'll just give them a game 5. Dignitas Lumi. I think Dignitas win in 5. Snowman Cloud9. I think Snowman will win that in 5. Rebellion NRG. And I'm going to go Rebellion in 4. So there you go. We got our top 8. G2 Snowman, M80 OG, Space Station Rebellion, Genji Dignitas. And again, I'm going to go for the G2 win in quarters. I don't think it should be too difficult. I think NA is fairly predictable. You know, in G2 and Genji getting top 4s consistently. And then now I would say you can add Space Station to that as well. And then really it's who's going to get that 4th spot. Which recently has been OG for me. I think OG have looked like the 4th best team in NA. I think they'll continue to be the case as I give them a game 6 victory over M80 as they've lost every single playoff. So I'm going to predict them to continue to do so. So yeah. And then Space Station Rebellion. I think Space Station, they've really proved how good they are. So I'm going to give them a game 6 victory as well. Genji Dignitas. I think Genji are clearly the better team, so I'll give them 4-1. And then we've got semis. G2 OG. I think OG, they have that upset potential here definitely, but I don't think they'll be quite good enough. So I'll say 4-1 for G2. And then Space Station Genji. Do they get the double on them? Because they've already won against them in my predictions in Swiss, but will they do so in playoffs as well? I'm not too sure. I'm gonna say that they don't, but again, they'll look good. So I'll say game 6, and then the grand final, G2 Genji, kind of to decide who's the best NA team going into the major. Last split, was obviously G2, although Genji did look good at the major definitely, which kind of put their stock up a lot higher going into this split. And then they won that first event, and then all of a sudden that second event, a bit of a disaster for Genji, not making even top 4. So Yeah, it's a tough one. It is a tough one. Gen G, G2, G2 didn't even look that good in the last event, and I'm gonna say Gen G win that one in Game 7. Gen G, the best team in North America, and it won't say so in the points because of how bad their last the qualifier 2 was. But yeah, I'm gonna go Gen G, and I'll have these teams and the teams going for the major for North America. So G2, Gen G, Space Station, and OG. Anyways, those are my predictions. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. And yeah, that's me done for NA.